Oftentimes, higher grades like V3s and V4s require small holds that make the route much harder. Today, we're going through the 6 steps for transitioning to Incuts and Crimps, and stay tuned because number 6 is going to include a tip for training and what you need to do training-wise for improving and leveling up your climbing. Hi, I'm Sarah from SendEdition.com. If you're new to climbing between a V0 or V5 or under a 511, click subscribe. I'm making videos like this just for you. Today's video is in response to a comment I got from Tyler McDonald. He said, "Love your videos. I climbed another hard V4 with all the tips I've learned, almost going for V5 in a few weeks or so. Congrats and good luck. You should do a video on poor handholds like small crimps, quarter finger pad holds, and bad pinches. I've noticed a lot more of those as I progress." And he's probably has a similar experience to many other climbers. The harder the route is, it seems the handholds get smaller and smaller. But before I dive into the 6 tips, I just want to void something that a lot of new climbers are wondering about, and that is building finger strength using a hangboard. Yes, finger strength is going to help you with smaller handholds. There's no question about it. But as a beginning climber, you can build that strength quite quickly by climbing. Unfortunately, your fingers aren't made of muscles like your arms and legs are, so these tendons do take longer to build up stamina, but just by climbing, you'll be able to build that finger strength. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into the 6 tips, starting with number 1, and that is reviewing beta before you get on the climb. Beta is the means of getting up the route, so each movement, know what move you need to do before you get on the holds. That way you're not losing your energy holding onto these little tiny holds, and that includes your footwork. So oftentimes it's pretty clear, put our hand here, put our hand here. We also need to consider our feet work, so look at where your feet need to go as well when you're considering beta. Now that you figured out the beta, it's time to test it. You said when you were looking at the route that you need to go right hand here, left hand here, right hand here. Do that, test it. If you miss or you can't reach it, that's fine. Get off the route, review it, adjust your beta, and try again. Tip number 2 is to move your feet quickly and efficiently. I know when you clicked on this video, you really wanted to focus on fingertips and what fingers to use and things like that. We will get to that, but first we need to get through the basics of how to make smaller handholds much easier to use. And that is by moving your feet to positions that support the rest of your body. So if you find yourself where your feet are swinging off, it's going to be much harder to hold on to those small holds in cuts or crimps if your feet are swinging around or if your body is swinging. So move your feet as quickly as you can to positions that will help support your body weight so that you don't have to put all of your weight on your fingers. Tip number 3, and this goes in with your footwork, that is use your legs. Move your legs in a position that will put your body above your feet, and so that it takes weight off of your fingers. If you are pulling your body up with your arm strength, you're also pulling your body up with the pads of your fingers. And something that I often consider is when you're on a 90-degree wall or a slab where you're climbing on this side, your fingers should not be getting tired. They should only be there to help you stay on the wall. Otherwise, your weight should be in your legs and in your feet. Tip number 4 is when you're using small holds that you can't fit all 4 fingers or all 3 fingers, either use your middle and ring finger or your middle and pointer finger. I have the most strength in the combination of my middle and ring, and that's likely because these tendons are actually connected. I've met plenty of people that prefer using their pointer and middle finger, so just figure out what fingers work best for you. And then when you do figure that out, it's going to be so much easier because when you see a 2-finger pocket hold, you know exactly what fingers you're going to be putting in, so there is less thought process. It's fast, easy, just stick them in and move forward. Tip number 5, and this is a really important tip for preventing injuries, that is avoid over crimping. Now, The ideal crimp position when you're on a hold is your hand is your palm is completely open, your fingers are as open as possible, and you're really just hanging on to a hold. The harder a hold is to hold on to, oftentimes our fingers creep up to a point where we may even bring our thumb on top of our finger. This is a very strong position, but it also increases your risk of injury. And you may have heard from radical climbers that putting your thumb gives you that extra strength and therefore you should do it. The higher possibility of injury from doing that isn't worth the risk. Finger injuries are one of the worst ways to interrupt your progress with climbing. So avoid finger injuries. One way you can do that is by avoiding over crimping. So don't put your thumb on top of your finger. Try not to make your knuckles above the hold. Try, and this takes effort, this takes a lot of practice. Try getting to the point where you can hold on to little tiny 1 or 2 finger holds with your knuckles lower than the positive edge of the hold. So you have followed tips 1 through 5. Now let's talk about what you can do to actually get better at climbing through training. And the best way you can do this is to repeat routes. So many times beginners finish a route, they're excited, and then they move on. By repeating a route, your body learns the different movements and learns what it feels like to hold on to those small holds with the connection of accomplishment. So it's a positive impact on your training and may be the key to helping train your brain and your hands so you're quicker at learning where you need to place your hands, how you need to place them, how you need to place your body. So repeat routes. The first time you do a route is not going to be as pretty as the third time you do a route. And that's just because you get better at the route. But while you're getting better at the route, you're also getting better at managing the handholds. You're getting better at figuring out where to place your feet and use your legs to hold your body up. You're getting better at not over crimping, but by letting your knuckles down a little bit. And all of these things are going to be an immense help for leveling up your climbing much faster than if you just moved on from that climb as soon as you touch the finish hold. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, click thumbs up and share in the comments below what video would you like to see next, and it may be the video that's next on my docket. Thanks again for watching and enjoy climbing!